Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we arrive at our destination, at the icon of Semarang City, which is Lawang Sewu. Well, Lawang Sewu, which in Javanese means thousand doors. The name is also a nickname so that can people pronounce it more easily. The building is actually an office belonging to the Netherlands in Dutch spoorwerk Majapahit, or we know that NISR in Indonesia, we usually say it as NIS. Currently, this building is an asset owned by PT Kereta Api Indonesia or PT KAI, which is a museum or a gallery to commemorate the history of railways in Indonesia. It is also called Lawang Sewu because there are 429 doors in this building, along with 1,000 high windows. The building, which has 3 floors, is located at Jalan Pemuda, in the middle of Semarang City. The laying of the first stone is carried out in 1904 and was completed in 1919. However, this building was opened for use around in 1907. Overall, Lawang Sewu is a complex consisting of 2 main buildings. Each building has 2 buildings, A and B, as well as C and D. Building A is a building facing to Gumuda and has twin towers. This first building also uses large stained glass. The main staircase in the middle and the pathway to the underground passage. Right behind building A is the building B, which has 3 floors. The first and second floors are often used as an office, while the third floor functions as an attic. Well, now let me tell you about the behind of the story of this building. As with other historic sites, Lawang Sewu is an old building that has become silent witness to the changing times and the civilization around it. To talk about history of Lawang Sewu, maybe we have to go back to 1864, when the Dutch government program wanted to make the first railroad in Indonesia. At that time, to travel between cities takes quite a long time. Because of that, the Dutch government decided to build a railroad line to connect Semarang, Solo, Yogyakarta, and also Kedungjati to Ambarawa. NIS or NIS connects Semarang Station and responsible station starting in 1864 to 1867. Initially, the construction of this railroad line was intended to transport agricultural and plantation products from Keraton Solo and Keraton Yogyakarta to the port of Semarang. With the development of this technology, making the NIS a great success, and the increasing number of the employees made them decide to build a new office. The office they will use for all administrative matters is located at Jalan Pemuda in the city of Semarang. So that in 1904, the process of building the office began by appointing G.F. Klinkhammer and B.J. Quintock as the planning coordinator and chose Kasman Chitran as the architect for this building. Through a gradual process of development, the Lawang Sewu building was finally completed in 1918. This building became the headquarters of the Privateness Railway Company. But when the Dutch withdrew and the government was taken by Japanese in 1942, so that in 1942 until 1945, the Lawang Sewu building became the Ryuko Sokyoku Office, or Japan Transportation Service. The Japanese didn't use Lawang Sewu as a transportation office, but also used the basement for the prison of execution. Then in 1945, in October to be precise, the Dutch government wanted to retake the Semarang area, causing a war that succeeded in making the Japanese withdraw. After the war, this building finally changed again into the office of Dekari, or Jawatan Kereta Api of Republik Indonesia. However, then the Dekari office had to move to the former the Zuster Macapigeon office because the Lawang Sewu would become the headquarters of the Dutch army in 1946. The room was clean and the building was decorated in several parts. Therefore, in 2011, First Lady Ani Yudhoyono again inaugurated the building, which now has the status of museum, which is a place for domestic and foreign tourism. Now, Lawang Sewu is not only a silent witness to the history of the development of Indonesian railways or rail transportation, but also a railway museum building that holds many stories and struggles of our predecessors. Well, the history of railways in Indonesia is perhaps still rarely known because Indonesia itself has a long history. Therefore, studying history in general is not enough to make us understand how big the nation is and the many things it has gone through. Lawang Sewu, which is a silent witness to the long history of the Semarang city, is also evidence of developments in civilizations. From the history of Lawang Sewu, all the technological advances and convenience that we experience today are not just the result of dozen trials, struggle for strength, and even sacrifice. From there, we are able to fix things that were missed in the past. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was my a little bit explanation about these buildings, which is Lawang Sewu. This building brings a lot of history in each aspect. So we have to care and love to this building.